Hi everyone. Um, First of all, same as usual. Sorry about my long absence. I was traveling. I actually feel really bad for missing yesterday's video because I was here. But since I came back on Sunday morning, I have been working a lot, and because I came here with this energy to just work, and I just want to use that up. But I wanted to put a video, and I decided that for this I am going to do a review of this book, The Circle by Sarah B. Elfgren and Mats Strandberg. There, I said that. So, when I was in Sweden, my friend Mike told me about this trilogy that was really nice. However, they thought that they were not translated into English, and then they discovered that they actually were. Along with another 21 languages, this is a really popular book. It's the first of a trilogy, the Engelsfors Trilogy, and the second is Fire, and the third is The Key. They're thick books, but they have big text, and you fly through them. I read this book once. I ordered it on Adlibris, which is like this online bookshop, and it was around €10. There was one that was cheaper, but it was like a face cover, and I liked this cover. The Swedish covers are really nice as well. Originally, this book is called Cirkeln, which means circle in Swedish. Um, it's really popular. There's also a comic that has not yet been translated into English, and there's also going to be a film in Swedish in February of 2015. So it's a really popular fantasy um, trilogy, and I'm really glad that I got to know this while I was in Sweden, and I read it there in like 5 days, even though it's 595 pages. But as I said, it's pretty big text, and I read some reviews where they said no, it wasn't action packed, but for me it felt a lot of action, and it's also very realistic in the teenage years experience type of way. So what is it about? First off, it's about these 7 kids, which you know already from the blurb at the back, that one of them is going to be killed off. His name is Elias, and yeah. However, for me, even though I knew that he was going to die, I just still got attached to the character, and I wish to have known more of his problems because he had a lot of problems. Um, it's about these girls then, apart from Elias, with powers. There's 6 of them, and the books, which is from their POVs, apart from one which I will explain later. The switch of point of views really allowed for secrets to be kept, because at one point something happens and you're not sure what happened until a bit later. Because when you switch, you can allow some things not to be like gotten from the text. Whereas if one um, point of view was used, you would know almost everything that's happening. So these 2 authors, which by the way, like, is their first collaboration, but they work really well together. And on the website that I will leave the link in the description below, they have some interviews um, of how they work together, and they have a really good formula. So if maybe someone wants to write together, they should use that maybe. But anyway, it's about these 6 kids. There's Minu, which I was really um, glad that there was some ethnic diversity in this book. She's the know-it-all. She has a crush on her teacher, which you'll see doesn't end well. Um, she's like really strict, but at the same time she just wants to let go. There's Vanessa, who's really fun, slightly nymphomaniac, um, but she's really popular at school. These characters are all different, so I really like that. And there's Linnea, who's a goth. She was the friend of Elias, who died, and I really like her character. Um, there's Anna Karin, who's this different-bodied girl who has really low self-esteem. Although when she discovers that she has powers, she snaps, and that's very realistic. As I said, this book is really realistic in the way that they portray their characters. And you know, when you have been wronged so much and you suddenly have power, sometimes that goes to your head. I mean, power tends to go to your head anyway. There's also Rebecca, who is the leader of the gang. She's um, the nice one, the one that everyone could stand. She's popular at school, but only because her boyfriend, who they really love each other, um, is popular. And there's also Ida, who is the character that doesn't have any POVs in this book. And I was really a bit disappointed because although she's the bully, she bullies some of the other characters. She could be a nice asshole, like ice, not nice. But I felt that there needed to be an explanation as to why she was like that, and maybe we'll see that since this is a first book. Maybe we'll see that in the next books. So I haven't read the second or the third one yet. I'm really looking forward to reading them. Really, really, really looking forward. So anyway, they discover that they have powers. Some of them don't develop them as quick as the others, and they discover that someone is after them. There's like three different people that are trying in their own way to help them. There's a cat, which is like a familiar, and I have been really looking forward to reading something about witches, so I'm really glad that I discovered this book. And it's really nice. They are the six different elements. Yes, someone is like the outsider, and we'll see why, hopefully, in the next two books. They discovered that even though they are nothing alike, and most of them don't like each other, especially no one likes Ida, they have to stick together because when they're not together, we'll see they are weak and they're in danger. There's a lot of fear in this book, there's a lot of near death experiences, and it's also realistic because some characters just don't make it. Life is like that. So the writing is really amazing, even though this is a translation, and you really should read it if you like witches, fantasy. There's a hint of queer characters, which I guessed, and when I asked my friend, it turned out to be true. There's going to be a lesbian couple, and I mean, I think you realize who, because they have a great chemistry and connection. So I really, and it also has ethnic diversity, different body type diversity, different mentalities, different social position standings. There's different family types and different problems, and it's really realistic. At the same time, it also has fantasy elements in it, and it's like a world building on that. You really should read this book. I highly recommend it. I was also really pleased that there was a science fiction week at the science fiction bookstores, and there was an interview by the authors. It was in Swedish, but I still attended. I got that they are really active on Tumblr if you want to find them. They're really both nice people. They told me that they really like the US cover, and also Sarah put a heart on her signature, and they were really nice to chat with, and probably they were surprised that there was someone English speaking there. So I will have a review, a more detailed review up on Goodreads, but you really should read this, and I really should buy the second one, even though I have bought so many books that I should just stop buying for now. But this is something that I really want to read. So if someone, because I really got addicted to this, if someone reads it or has already read it and wants to chat and have a talk on it, uh, please contact me either on my Twitter or in comments or in the inbox here. For now, see you hopefully Thursday this time. Bye!